Hi fellows, I'm Valentin from DIYer Life, and in today's video I'm going to install a dashcam in my car. Let's get started. Actually, I'm going to install two of them. This is going to be for inside the cabin view, and this one it will be front and rear view. So I'm going to start with the one for cabin view. I'm just going to slide it out of its mount and then stick this onto the screen. And the camera slides back in. Then I'm gonna plug it in and run the other end of its cable towards the fuse box. I'm gonna use my prying plastic tool to tuck the cable in between the screen and the ceiling. It's going pretty easy this far. And then I'm gonna start pushing it in behind the plastics. Now I'm gonna take off these two panels. Put my cable through here. And now I have my cable right at the fuse box. I will leave that there and go ahead and install the rear view and front view cameras now. I'm planning to put this camera right there behind my mirror, so when I'm driving it's not in my view. And now it's time to stick this one on, and I'm gonna stick it right there, just like that. Sticks out right here a bit, but I can live with that. I'm gonna carry on and run the cable from it to the fuse box, same as I did with the other one. And of course I've cut this thing because I'm not gonna plug it to the cigarette lighter. Now I have both cameras cables really close to the fuse box, so I can connect them to a fuse later in the video. Now I will have to install the rear camera and to run all this cable to the front one. So I just mark with a bit of tape the place where I want to put it. Now I'm gonna place this sticky double-sided pad here in the position where I want to install the camera, and then I'm gonna drill tiny holes for the screws that will come in place and keep the camera. That's it, one hole done. And the other hole done now. Now I'm gonna screw in the two little screws as well. Once I have adjusted the camera up and down, now I'm gonna install the little side screws that will keep it in place. Now I'm gonna use these sticky cable ties to run the cable on the back of this plastic panel and then feed the wire to the front view camera. Once I reach here, what I'm gonna do is to crack this open in order to put my cable behind it, and then put this back on. And I've done that because here I have a hole where I put my reverse camera wires through, and I'm gonna put this cable through as well, and then through the rubber hinge and then into the car. To feed the wire through this rubber hinge easier, I'm gonna cut the cable somewhere here, just like this. I'll put a drop or two of lubricant in there. Now I'm gonna tape my end of the wire on the tip of this screwdriver. And I'm gonna use this screwdriver to feed the wire through the rubber thing. I'll try to go slowly and steady, not to poke any wires. And now I can pull all this wire through. I'm gonna put the rubber thing back at the top. Now I'm gonna unclip this panel here and feed my wire through this hole. And I have my wire inside the car now. I'm gonna put the bottom of this rubber hinge in place. Then I will clip this panel back in place. Since I won't run any more wires through the hole, I'm just gonna cover this hole using some tape. This hole is covered. The wires are tucked in and the camera is installed there. This won't be long enough to run it through all the places I want to tuck it in. So I'm just going to connect this to the camera and make my way towards here. And then I'm going to run the cable same place I did with the other one. finishes about here. Now I'm gonna splice those two ends with this bit of AV cable, and then I will tuck it in, and hopefully that should make my rear view camera work. Push the cable under these plastic panels. Now all I have to connect is the power cables. I have a ground here from this bolt, and I have a positive wire from the fuse of the radio. But I can't connect the dash cams directly to those cables because those are 12 volts and the dash cams requires 5 volts. If I connect the dash cams to those, my dash cams, they will be fried. So that's why I bought separately those two hardwire kits, which will convert my 12 volts from my car into 5 volts for my dash cams. Now I'm gonna connect both positive of those little transformers to the positive wire, and both of the negative wire of the little transformers to my ground. Now for each camera I'm gonna connect one of these, and the way I'm gonna connect them is the black cable to the black cable and then the other two colors together. I'm gonna do the other camera, and for this camera I have a pink and a white, and I just checked the pink with the red and white with the black is gonna turn the camera on. So I'm just gonna splice pink with red and white with black. I'm just gonna tuck them in because I don't want them to rattle when I'm driving. That's it, I hope that won't rattle when I'm driving. Now I'm gonna put this panel back. I'll put this little screw back in, then I'm gonna put back this cap as well here. I've chosen to hardwire my dash cams instead of plugging them in the cigarette lighter because, well, I have one cigarette lighter port and two dash cams. Also, I like a clean look of this area and I don't want no wires hanging about here. And as you can see, there are no cables hanging down anywhere. Now let's check the view from each camera. So the inside cabin camera is pretty bad due to low resolution and really narrow frame. I should have expected that since I only paid £17 for this camera. The good news is that this adapter cable is compatible with better cameras, so I can just take this one off, stick another one on here and then plug it in. The front camera is quite good, and the only downsides with this one are those edges where my wiper stops reaching, but even there everything is quite visible. I could have put it a bit lower from behind the rear view mirror, but I didn't want it to restrict my visibility when I'm driving. Here is a view from the rear camera, and I really can't complain much about this one because the view is quite good. That's it folks, I'm just gonna swap out the inside view camera for another one, hopefully a better one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. Please leave a comment down below to say if you enjoyed this video, or to give me some feedback on what could have done better, or just to say what other sorts of videos you want to see on this channel. But until the next one, bye for now.